Hi guys, I hope you're doing well and welcome to another Sims 4 build video. Today I thought we could take a look at doing the 101 Zen View apartment in San Myshuno and making it into what I believe would be my dream apartment. I'm talking loads and loads of plants, I'm talking loads and loads of industrial style type builds, like you know what is going to come out of this build. For those that don't know, this is actually the Karaoke Legends apartment that we're going to be building in today. I just think it will work really, really well for what I want to create. I want to try and do some sort of loft apartment, but without it being like too in the face and also just not a massive apartment. So yeah, I think we're just going to try and come up with a layout that we think would work, because I really just do not know how to make this into an apartment that I think will work. Now, if you guys have watched my videos before, you know that I try my absolute hardest to keep the windows where they are. For me, it's a personal pet peeve to like have windows that don't line up with the rest of the build. Like, I know I can change them. I'm aware. I'm gonna have to keep them there because I'll go insane if I don't. I think first we should maybe keep some like put down some like base layer stuff. I'm thinking, do I go with this wood flooring? And now I use this in every single build ever, but I love it. There's also that one, but I'm guessing if this is an apartment that I would live in, it has to be one that I would live in. Like, it has to be, ooh. Maybe we do the dark, like the slightly darker wood. I think that's kind of cute, you know. Definitely need to get some lights in here, just so I can see what I'm doing. Where are those little tiny lights? Perfect. Just so I can see what I'm doing for now. Now we're gonna try and figure out a layout, because I have no idea how I'm gonna create the loft in this apartment. I'm assuming the best place to start is with the stairs. The stairs kind of have to work in this area here. I guess it makes the most sense out of all the places. You could put them somewhere else in the apartment, but the annoying thing is with these two apartments is that they line up in a really weird way. So where they've put the stairs makes the most logical sense to have the stairs. I think as well, in terms of us making this maybe like a little like loft area, I think it does make the most sense to have the stairs be there. We can, yeah, see, like that like makes the most logical sense to me for having a loft placement. Okay, I am gonna place down a couple of these beautiful pillars that I use everywhere, because I just think it makes the most sense to have them here. It looks to me like there needs to be some sort of support underneath this. I guess we could do an open plan kitchen, because I was thinking of closing the kitchen off. But like, there's nothing to stop us from doing an open plan kitchen down here. I think what's annoying as well is that some of the apartments in San Myshuno just feel like they open straight out into the living area. Now, I personally wouldn't like that. So I think I'm gonna add like a little entranceway here, so that we have at least something. I want some sort of like New York style door like this. I think that's really cool. So I'm thinking we have the kitchen over here, and then we have like this little entranceway here. In terms of the upstairs area, I feel like this is going to be slightly more difficult into like coming up with something that we could do. So originally the bathroom is actually where this loft is, so we're gonna have to think of a different place to put the bathroom. I'm thinking maybe over here would be quite cute. We could have like a big bathroom and try and fit in like a bath and stuff, maybe. I don't know. So you could definitely have 2 bedrooms in this apartment, like 100%. You could even have 3 if you really wanted to, but I am making this a 1-bedroom apartment, which I know sounds really silly, but it makes a lot of sense to me. I guess we could do, that's kind of a weird layout. I don't know if I like that, but we could do something like this maybe. Draw a line across here, and then we have this be a bit more open. We could actually make that a little bit more closed off there. I guess that makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, I think I'm gonna use these really beautiful patio doors in here because they look just so fun and I feel like they work for what I want to make. Like, it's giving loft apartment. I absolutely love building in this apartment in The Sims 4. I think the only thing that's going to be slightly annoying is that the style that I'm going to put this build into is not going to fit what's around in the surrounding area. I'm thinking using maybe these doors for a bit of a change. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that they work like a little bit better because originally I was going to use these. But I'm thinking these are kind of like a bit different and I never really get to use them. Okay, I think this is our very, very basic outline of what I want this apartment to look like. So I think we need to start thinking about furniture. I think I'm gonna go throughout the house, like in different areas and just work my way through it slowly. I think I'm gonna start with the entranceway. I think that makes the most sense. So let's start there. I think I want to make this apartment absolutely filled with plants. So that is what we're going to do. There is actually some letters that I often use to make these builds look a little bit more realistic. As if someone has just got letters come through the door or delivered to their postbox or whatever, and they've just chucked them on the side. I believe in some of the clutter kits, there's actually like keys and phones that you can put down. Which I think would look really cute. So if you have those kits, definitely add them into this build. I feel like there's going to be no complete set style with this build just because I want it to look exactly how I would live in it. So there isn't going to be a complete set style, but I think that makes it more realistic. I absolutely adore this item. This is from the Blooming Rooms kit and I am obsessed with it and I love it in spaces like this. I think maybe I'm leaning towards having like a brick wall in here, even though it doesn't really match the outside of what this apartment looks like. I just think it's gonna look so cute. I'm putting a few more of the pillars everywhere as well, just so it outlines the build a little bit more. It adds just a little bit more dimension, I feel, into builds like this. So it's not too like two-dimensional. I think maybe we could add these paintings from cats and dogs. I don't know what swatch to do though. I really do like the like greeny swatches. I never really get to use these ones, so maybe we'll use these. These paintings from cats and dogs are maybe some of my favorite paintings in the entire game, just because the swatches are really cool. Also, if you line them up in different ways, they like all connect, which is really fun as well. I think I'm gonna get another rug for the entranceway, or at least into like the main area. In terms of where we want to put certain things, I'm pretty sure I want to have there be a really cozy like living area here. I guess it will leave this area open, but it does make sense for me to have like a dining area here and then this be a kitchen. I'm still not convinced about the open kitchen. We might close it off like they did originally, but we'll have to see as we work through because I genuinely don't know where this build is going to go today. First things first, I think we're going to need some sort of TV over here. I don't want there to be a big TV. Oh, we could so do this one. This one came from the Cozy Celebrations event, and there are some really nice swatches, but I don't know if they're going to fit into what this build is. I've decided against that one. I think I want to use like a tiny TV like this. Or maybe even the flat screen. I don't think it's going to be that bad to have that. I do think if it was my house, I would definitely have a games console there. There are so many cute lamps that could go in this area as well. So many. I'm a huge fan of this lamp. Although we might put this like somewhere else. Oh, I absolutely adore this item from Seasons. I feel like this could be really cute somewhere. I do feel like this plant is my go-to. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm thinking behind here we have some sort of like dark green accent wall because that is so cute. And then maybe we bring in the brickwork against this wall. I'm undecided whether or not I like that, but we might keep it. We might keep it. We could also do the brickwork on that wall, but I don't know if it's going to be too stark white. I think I might keep the brick on this one. I think it also depends on what we decide to do furniture-wise, so I do want to hold out for a little bit until we make that decision. I really love this style of sofa. This is actually from the base game, so I feel like it's apt to have that. I'm also leaning on the idea of there being like a big fluffy rug. This is actually one from City Living, but I've sized it up. There is a green swatch. Whether or not the green swatch is too much is a different question entirely. I don't think I want this like completely up against the wall. I'm thinking maybe we could put that lamp that we had earlier on. I'm thinking we could put this lamp in this corner because I feel like that will work really, really well. This area is such a small, cozy area that I feel like it doesn't make sense to have a big coffee table. So maybe something like this. We could actually do my favorite trick and like turn them into like nesting tables. I think that's really cool. I like that as an idea. I'm thinking we could actually create some sort of fun, funky, like wall light design. Something like this, I feel works really well. I'm actually a big fan of that. I'll keep that there. Obviously, I think we need to have a lot of plants in this area. I'm thinking we also put some clutter items onto these coffee tables here. I'm definitely going to use my favorite curtains from Desert Luxe. This plant shelf is one of my favorite items in the game. I am absolutely obsessed with it. I definitely think it's worth putting it here just to fill up this area a little bit, but also it will hide this cute little games console down here. I think I'm a big fan of how that looks. I don't want to overclutter this area with plants and things, so I feel like that is a good mix. Moving on to down here, I think it's a definite good idea to put in some sort of dining area. I have got to use these chairs from City Living. They are my favorite chairs in the game. And for builds like this, I feel like they just make so much sense. I'm thinking we could get like a different swatch of this plant here, and then maybe these really cute little salt and pepper shakers. We could definitely afford to get another rug in here as well, and there's this beautiful one that is also from City Living. If you haven't seen this rug before, it is some of the nicest swatches in the game. Like, just let me flick through these for a second because oh my god, it is my favorite rug. I've just come up with the genius idea to break up the space a little bit using this plant shelf. I think that looks so cute. Before I forget as well, I do need to put some railings on these stairs. Now I want to tackle this kitchen. Now I am leaning towards the idea of it being completely closed off like this. We could then have like a big open archway like this instead to keep the space kind of open. And then we could actually like sneak in another one of these plants here. And actually there's this really cute little plant that goes on the wall. I've also just remembered that this light exists. I'm a big fan of these ones as well. Okay, I think having a closed off kitchen space makes a lot of sense. I did want to go for something a bit different and use the green counters, but I'm just not a big fan of that cream countertop that comes with them. So I'm thinking instead of that, we could have these on the bottom. I also think something like this fridge as well will work really nicely in here. I'm a huge fan of this subway tile, and also I think we could afford to have some sort of tile on the flooring as well to break up the space a little bit. I don't know if that looks too weird going into the wood there, but I think with the wall it's not too bad. I I do want to continue to have some of this brickwork in here as well, because I feel like that makes sense. I kind of like the idea of having these green counters on the top to be slightly different. I do think that works quite nicely with the brick there. I feel like that's a bit different. And then I've put the white back on this wall because I feel like that makes more sense. There's also some more plants that we could add on this wall too, that kind of ties in this green color a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of hiding these LED lights sort of like in between the cabinets. I just feel like it adds that more realistic touch to a build. Also, these LED lights are completely base game as well. So if you're looking to have like a different fancy light in your kitchens, definitely try those out. One of my favorite things that was ever suggested to me during a stream was to put books in the kitchen like this, as if they're cookery books, and I just think it makes the kitchen look so more realistic. I also think we could get a knife block like this. I definitely think adding any sort of clutter into a build like this makes it look so much more realistic. I think having a plant like this will be nice because it kind of ties in that orangey from the brick. I like the idea of this person being a chef as well. So adding something like this as if they've written down their own recipes, I think is a really cute idea. I also think it's a really cute idea to put something on top of the microwave. Like that fits on there perfectly. I also think it could be a cute idea to have one on top of the fridge like this. I also want to add one of these rugs between the sinks. And I think that's the kitchen done. Okay, I think that's the downstairs area done. So now I want to move to the upstairs. In my head, I'm thinking bathroom, bedroom, and then like an office area. Or like some sort of skill building area. This shelf fits perfectly here, and I feel like I want to use that. I have no idea, practicality wise, how this person would water any of these plants, but in my head, they're all fake, maybe. I don't know. I really like the idea of this sim being some sort of artist, so I like the idea of there being canvases splayed about places. And obviously, more plants. So in terms of the bedroom, this fits perfectly here. So I feel like I have to use it. I also feel like this item could go perfectly against the wall there. I don't know what we'll turn this area into, but I feel like it can be something fun. So if this was going to be my style of apartment, I feel like we would have to have a green bed like this. Like that literally makes the most sense to me out of literally anything else. I also kind of like the idea of us layering some rugs. I feel like it's super realistic to have different layers of rugs in a build. These are just my favorite dressers in the game. This really cool wall light from City Living fits here perfectly. So I'm thinking maybe we could have like a little nook area over here. And of course, there's this gorgeous, gorgeous table. There's these pillows that came with one of the reward events, which make so much sense to me. And we can add maybe one on the floor to make it look as if they've thrown one off. We could get another one of those open books as if they'd been writing. Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of that. We'll definitely get more of these cool curtains like that. I also had the idea of like, what if we put this lamp over here There's also the idea of like putting some gardening items down, like these, as if they've been tending to the plants. There's also this tiny little table from Tiny Living, which kind of looks as if you could sit on it. So I feel like I'll put that over there. And maybe I'll put those items on top. Again, from Tiny Living, there's some really cute plant wall art, which I think works so well in this space. I'm gonna move that door back here. Now I feel like we need to work on the bathroom, and this is gonna be a difficult one. I really love this shower from Seasons, and I feel like that works so well in an apartment like this. There is also this gorgeous bath from Seasons as well, which I think will work so nicely. I don't know if logistically Sims are going to be able to walk through here, but in my head they should be able to, right? I've just realized we missed out on a dresser in here. I really, really want to use this one. The green is slightly different to here, but I feel like this one matches the plants, so I'm going to use it. And then above it, I want to use this mirror from Seasons, which I am absolutely obsessed with. I think we can afford to get another cute plant. Maybe some nail polish. I kind of like the idea of there being some kind of scented candle in here. Back to the bathroom. I think I like the idea of it being quite sleek in here. That being said, I feel like we need a hang-in plant. I want to live here so badly. I think I'm just gonna use the same tile that I use downstairs in the kitchen. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all. I've just thought of like a way of making this area like fill up a bit more. What if we had mirrors there? I don't know if that's super weird, but I kind of like the way that it looks. I do think this bathroom looks really cool. I think in terms of the bathroom, I don't want to do too much with it, so I think that's done. So let's move on to this room here. I definitely think I want this to be some sort of study area. And we could use this divider from City Living to like break up the space a little bit more. We could give this person a whole gaming computer. And we can make it green. I believe there's a green swatch. There is. Oh my goodness. Like the idea of us adding some more plants in this area. I want you guys to count how many times I use this little baby plant because it is obviously my favorite. Okay, I think that's a cute office space there. Could also get a rug underneath just like that. And again, I'm gonna come in with these really cute curtains. I'm gonna stick with the idea of them being some sort of artist, so I am gonna put an easel in here. I'm gonna do also my favorite trick that I love doing to make artist spaces look a little bit more realistic. I love layering up a couple of these rugs. I believe the newspaper one is from Cats and Dogs, and then this one is from City Living. If you have a slightly bigger space as well, you could also use this one. I just think it makes it look a lot more realistic. There's this little gorgeous caddy as well, which I think will work really nicely in a space like this. If you have the clutter kit as well, this would be a brilliant space to use it. I definitely want to use these canvases over here because I feel like they fill up a space really nicely. And in this section over here, I also think we could get a little piano along with a guitar. So there are a ton of skill building items in here. I also think above here it'd be cool to get a couple of these posters, as if they're like big music fans. I guess the last space that we need to do is this outdoor area here. I think I want to use this bench from City Living, which is technically not an outdoor bench, but I feel like it works really well in a space like this. Because they're an artist as well, it definitely makes sense that they would have painted something on here. I think the sunflowers are definitely my favorite, so we'll stick with them. And then we could definitely get some more chairs and things around here. Maybe we can copy this little chair that we've got here, which is technically a table more than it is a chair. But I just like the idea of there being things thrown together. We could also get this really cool rug if I size it down. I believe this one's from Laundry Day and it has some fun swatches that kind of match the vibes out here. I also do like the idea of them using this rug instead. We could definitely use this divider here and slot it up against the wall. And then we could make this into like a little gardening area. There's some really cool items that I think would work really well out here. So if we get some of these plants like these that look like the more outdoorsy plants, we can definitely make this area look a bit cooler. We can get some more gardening tools out here as well. And then I think a couple of planter boxes will work really nicely. We'll get a big one like that, and then we'll get a couple smaller ones. I think as a space, that looks really cute. I'm not too mad at that at all. It might be worth adding just a couple more plants. I am definitely obsessed with this space. I think this works really well. Alrighty guys, I think we are done with this build, so let's go through and give a little tour of what we've got so far. So you come through into our cute little entranceway here, which I think looks absolutely adorable. Come through into the living room, which I cannot express this enough. I want to live here so badly. I am super obsessed with how we've made this like living area look. I think this is my favorite, especially with the curtains and everything. Everything just works really well. And then we've got these cute little lights up here. Ignore the fact that they're kind of floating. And we've got even more plants over here. This beautiful plant wall. Come into the kitchen, which is just like my dream. I really want to live here, guys. I cannot express it enough. And then after going up the steps, we come into this room here, which is our skill building room. We've got so many good skill building items in here as well. And the cute little landing area here before going into our bedroom. Cute little reading nook there. Maybe they're a writer. Maybe they're just planning some ideas for some cookbooks. Come over here. And it is just a plant lover's dream. I literally love this apartment so much. Come through into the bathroom, which is just so cozy. It's so modern, but I think it works really, really well. And then we come outside into this little area where they can sit with maybe some of their friends and they can do some beautiful gardening and look out over this amazing view. I've actually really enjoyed doing this build today, guys. It's so me with all the plants and all the green and all the industrial type furniture and things. It's just everything that I would want in my own house. If you want to check out any of my other builds that I've done, which can be quite similar to this, they are up on the gallery and my gallery is in the description below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, guys.